For today's video lesson, you should have your portfolio open to page 86. We will be filling out some more words to go. So let's start with this build word knowledge. The next vocab word we're using is consumer. Now, if you have me for language arts, or even actually if you have one of the other language arts teachers, you should be talking about consumerism right now in your language arts class. And so consumer is a noun, which is either a person, place, or thing. In this instance, it's a person. All right. So it's someone who buys or uses products and services. So whenever you go to the store and buy something, you become a consumer because you're buying something. All right. So that's a consumer. Let's look at some examples. It says stores often try to attract consumers by offering large discounts. So that's something that if you see, hey, 50% off, 70% off, you're like, hey, I want to go become a consumer in that store because there's a large discount. Just going to write that down, offering large discounts. Now let's go on to this next one. Many teenage consumers, so you, prefer to blank. Well, what do teenage consumers or teenagers who buy or use products and services prefer to do, either with the products or services, or how do they prefer to get them? So you could put something along the lines of many teenage consumers prefer to buy only items that are on sale or prefer to shop online. So how do you prefer to consume or become a consumer? Go and fill that in. And I want you to practice saying the word consumer, just quietly to yourself. Consumer. Consumer. All right, good. Let's move on to the discuss and write examples portion. So this says consumers can spend less money if they, and I want you to come up with a present tense verb. And a present tense verb is a verb which is an action word, something that you do that happens now, that the person is doing now. So, for example, you could say consumers can spend less money if they compare prices from several stores. Compare is something that you do, and doing it now is the base verb or the present tense verb. So consumers can spend less money if they. What's the first word that should come after this? It should be a verb. Could be compare, finish the sentence. If they shop, finish the sentence. So finish this sentence here with a present tense verb and then the rest of the sentence. All right, let's go to this next one. It says, as a blank, I appreciate when stores blank. Now, the word consumer is going to go into one of these blanks. All right? And then you're going to fill in the other blank to make the sentence a complete sentence. So it's going to be something that a consumer appreciates when stores do. Again, I want you to use a present tense verb in this sentence here to show what consumers appreciate. So if you thought that the word consumers go here, that would be correct. So go ahead and type the word consumer here. It says, as a consumer, I appreciate when stores, and what would you say that stores should do for you? And I want you to start it with a present tense verb. Remember, a verb is something that you do. So what do you want the stores to do for you? You want them to provide something for you? Do you want them to give something to you? These are all present tense verbs. I don't want you to start or to finish a sentence with, I appreciate it when stores, to be nice, give something, or stores for when I want to do this, right? I don't want you to use the word for or to after the word stores, but it should be a verb. So let's come down to this next build word knowledge. There is one word in two different forms, produce and production. Go ahead and say produce. Produce. Now say production. Production. All right? So produce means to create something new. It's a verb, something that you do. To create something new. And let's look at this example. It says, I would enjoy producing, and producing is a form of the word produce, a video about. So what would you enjoy creating a video about or producing a video about? Go ahead and fill that in. Now let's look at production. Production is the process of creating new things. Right? Movies go into production or into the process of creating new things. Movies. And this is a noun. It's a thing. It's something that can be done or watched or seen or changed. So it's a noun, production. So this says the production of more blank can threaten the environment. So what would threaten the environment if more of it was produced or went into more production? Right? Could be coal power plants, disposable cleaning products, or products that you use once and throw away. We always want to create things that are reusable or can be reused to save the environment. So let's come down to this final discuss and write example section. So it says, it took Julia a long time to produce blank. What do you think would go here? A noun, so a thing, or a verb, something that is done, or maybe an adjective, something that describes. If you said noun, you would be correct. Because if Julia is producing or creating something, the thing that she is creating is a noun. Remember, a noun is a person, place, or thing. Now, you could have said adjective, which describes a noun. So if you wanted to say, it took Julia a long time to produce a giant essay, for example, that could work. But I want you to go ahead and fill out this sentence. It took Julia a long time to produce blank. So fill it out with a noun. Coming down to the second example, it says, when I'm able to blank, I notice that my level of blank is much better. So the word production, which is a noun, is going to go into one of these blanks. Which blank do you think it's going to go in? Go ahead and read the sentence and make a guess of where you think the word production is going to go. So if you said this blank, that would be correct. Production. So when I'm able to blank, I notice that my level of production is much better. So a noun is a thing, and a thing can have levels. So if you notice that your level of production, which if you look up here is the process of creating new things, is better, that you work better. So when I'm able to blank, I notice that my level of production is better. What will help increase your level of production or the ability to create something, whether that be in class or at home? What could you do? And if you're doing something, it's going to be a verb, right? So when I'm able to verb something or in a certain way, I notice that my level of production is much better. So by this point, you should have page 86 and all the pages up to 86 complete. If they're not complete, make sure you go back and finish those pages, pages 84 and 85, because I've still not yet put in those grades. So do that now.